So welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a little update on the fish room and also show you guys all the new fish that we picked up from Indonesia. Everybody is doing absolutely amazing. Some of the fish have been moved out of the quarantine tanks into some of the main tanks over here, so we get a chance to really look at these guys and really enjoy them now. So we're going to go through hangout for a little bit, take a look at some of the fish. We'll start down here at this aquarium. This tank down here is housing all our rose line sharks or dementia bars, whatever you guys want to call them. But we got about 100 of them guys in this aquarium. They have been doing really good. I'm starting to really get that color. They're still fairly small compared to the bigger ones that I already have down here in my fish room, but overall these guys are doing amazing. They came in super healthy, and I haven't had any crazy problems with them. Just making sure they're eating, making sure they're good, and everybody is doing great. So I put them in this 55 so that we can have a little bit more room to swim. They was in like a 40 breeder, so they got a little bit of an upgrade and they're doing really well. Right now I just got this one little neon tetra in there with them, and there's no other fish because these guys are pretty much still going through a quarantine process. Because they're not fully where I would want them to be, but they are definitely doing great. So we got about 100 of these guys in here, and normally they're way more active in this, but they just been chilling right now. I guess if I was feeding, they'd be going crazy, but they're pretty cool fish, and I've never seen this many of them in like one setting in one tank. So it's pretty cool to kind of see them like shoaling together and swimming together. It's pretty cool little sight to see. So just a quick little update on those guys. They'll be available here very soon for purchase. I'll let you guys know when they are ready. We'll go down here to this tank. I just recently put in all my Congo tetras into this tank with my albino pearl scale angel, so you can see that. Look at that school. That is insane. This has probably been one of my funnest tanks to look at in recent days. Well, like I think I got 100 Congo tetras in here. I think it's 100, maybe 150. But these guys have been doing amazing. They don't have like they true color and size yet, like Congo tetras normally do. But I'll give them another couple weeks, maybe a month, and we can start to see some of these males really to put on some color and really start to look like that traditional Congo tetra. But for right now, I've just been enjoying these guys. They like the perfect little schooling fish, and they just been doing amazing. Now I do got them in here with the albino pearl skull angel, and we did actually lose one just died on me. I came down here one day last week and he was just gone, so not exactly sure what happened with him. Probably just some old age, but we still got 3 of these guys and they're doing absolutely amazing. And I've just been loving this tank. Added a few more little crypts in here, some old little plants that I had laying around, and hopefully we can get this thing to start to really grow and do really well. I've been dosing it, so we'll see how this thing's doing. And we have some bristlenose plecos in here as well. It's a nice little male hanging out. But this tank is doing amazing. I'm loving it. Look at how they just be shoaling together, man. Super cool Congo tetras. Super dope to look at. Now up here, I recently just took out a bunch of fish that were in this aquarium, and I just left in my diamond tetras, and then we added in 50 of these Julie cores that we brought in from Indonesia. So I had about 100 of them. I put 50 in this tank, and I still got another 50 back there. I'll show you guys here in just a second. So I put about 50 in here just to get us going, see how these guys are doing before I add the rest. I'll probably end up putting the other 50 in a different tank, to be honest. I think 50 of them in here is pretty enough for this size aquarium. But these guys are doing great. I'm going to be adding some more fish to this tank, probably like 10 or 15 more fish here very soon. You guys stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about that, because he's probably like one of my most favorite fish. Well, I say that about every fish, but they probably one of my most favorite fish down here in the fish room. I did add a little more filtration, so I got the Ceche internal filter here. Then I got like another little hang on the back. Plus we got our little air going, because there's so many cories in here and they are stirring up everything, a lot of detritus and stuff. So I want to make sure I have good filtration so that we can keep that crystal clear water look that we got going on right here. So once we add in the next fish, I think this tank is going to really look amazing. And we still got some super red bristlenose plecos in here. I think I got like 2 of them in here. and they are just nice little cleanup crew. Nice little cleanup crew. And then we've got my big Julie Corey that I had forever. Look how big he is compared to everybody else. So he got 50 other friends now he can hang out with. And all these guys will be available for sale as well once, you know, they go through their full quarantine process that I like to do. Same way with the Congo test. All these guys will be available for sale as well. Just I'll let you guys know when everything is ready to go. Now, down here, these are it's probably one of my funnest tanks to look at right now. This is my Moam tank. I like to call it my Moam tank because it's like a super deep substrate, like a 4-inch substrate, and this tank gets a lot of moam, and it's just a dirted tank, so it's never really like fully clear like a lot of my other aquariums down here, and it has more filtration than all the other my aquariums, but it is housing all our beautiful Santa Claus guppies in here. I mean, I said guppies, Santa Claus swordtails, and I've been loving this fish, like loving this fish. I don't even want to sell them, to be honest. I wish I could keep every last one of these guys. But I'm definitely going to have these guys available for sale for you very soon. These guys are still going through a nice little quarantine process, making sure everybody is healthy, making sure everybody's eating, no diseases, anything like that, before I offer them to the market. Probably am going to keep a few of them to kind of spawn and breed down here in the fish room to keep the line going. But 90% of these guys will be available for you here very soon. But just loving them. Just a super dope little swordtail. And I'm going to be bringing in a lot of different types of swordtails because I really love swordtails. It's like one of my favorite aquarium fish. I think they're just super cool, and they're easy to breed, and they bring a lot of color, a lot of personality, and everything. So I'll definitely be bringing in some different types of swordtails here soon. Just trying to get this tank, really all my tanks, to get back heavily planted, back established, because I pretty much broke the fish room down. So a lot of tanks kind of look basic, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Right now, we just focusing on all our beautiful fish. We got all these Africans up in here. Look at these guys. They just swimming like crazy. I would like to rehome these guys. I will give somebody a great deal on every last one of these fish. If you could purchase these guys from me, I can ship them to you as well. We have some really awesome African cichlids in here, but I need to do something different with this tank. I want to put some nice plants in it and do something different. So if anybody would love all these Africans to grow out and potentially sell for a profit, let me know. I'll hook you up with a great deal on all these guys. Now, before we head back there and show you what's going on, I want to give you a little update on our little Severums in here. We got our nice little tiger Severums in here, and then our little gold Severums. These guys are still going through a rebuild process. I call it a rebuild process because they were all fighting in one tank, and they just got to reheal, get their fins back together. But they're coming along. But those guys will be available here soon. I remember somebody reached out to me, said they wanted to pick some of those guys up. Now this tank here, this is a tank that we recently already had. It's not none of the new fish, but I went ahead and put these angelfish in here just to give this tank a little bit more life, and I can tell that it's already working. Now, I had these angels down in a different aquarium, just wasn't really enjoying them. I wanted to get them up, so I brought them up here to this 55-gallon tank, and I think they're doing absolutely amazing in here. I like to call them tiger angels. I know they're not tiger angels, so if anybody can give me the real scientific name or common name for these angels, let me know in the comment section. But I call them tiger angels because they look just like tigers to me, you know. But I put them in here with my beautiful orange swordtails. I love these fish. Like, I love them. And it looks like our female is nice and pregnant and ready to go. So I'll give her probably another week maybe, and she should be ready to drop some babies. So I need to move her to a different tank so we can get some more of these swordtail babies, so that way I can get some out to you guys as well. Nice homegrown swordtails. I added in some more rocks into this tank to give it a little bit more structure because it was looking pretty bland, and it just scattered a few more plants in there. Look at that coolie low. She is just tripping. Just he tripping. But yeah, so we got some more plants. We still got our panda cories in here. We still got our bristlenose plecos, and there's also some hillstring loaches in here, but I can never get them on camera for you guys. I think I see one right back there up under the filter, super hard to see. But we have some hillstring loaches in here as well, and I would love to spawn those guys. So I'm working on setting up something to kind of start breeding hillstring loaches down here. I think that'd be super dope. One of my little favorite fish. Down here is just a mix of fish that I've had for quite some time. Just giving them a nice little home. Down here in this 60 gallons, we got some giant Daniels like I had forever, and some nice angelfish in here as well. And then we got our rose line sharks or dementia barb. The same thing I just showed you, but those guys were smaller. This is what they will look like as they become more mature. Just a beautiful fish. I really like them. And the fact that I got 100 of them makes me not even want to sell them, y'all. Just imagine 100 of them just swimming all big and nice and beautiful. I think that is super dope. So I'm definitely going to sell them, but they need time to grow. This tank, we still got all our heckleis in here. You guys know I love these fish. I have to show them because they're just beautiful. And then we got a little small Guyana cars, which I'm going to move out of here. Just trying to set up a few more tanks down here so I can move these guys so we can spawn them. I think I need to add maybe like some Anubias or like some Java fern and glue that to these rocks to give something to this tank, and then also put like a black background on it. And I think the fish will pop even more. Just haven't got around to it. So much to do, so much work to do down here. This tank is empty. Getting ready to move some more fish out of quarantine to this tank. Thinking about putting all my stir-by cories in here or the rams, because we still got some nice stir-by and some rams. But I just put some little plants in it. Tank got some algae right now, but I love to see algae. That lets me know my tanks is established. But when I put some plants in here, I think I kind of stirred up the dirt, because this is a dirty tank. I think it just released a lot of nutrients into the water column, which created a little bit of algae problem. But ain't nothing but a little scrape can't do. So be some fish going to that tank here soon. These guys, these are all the albino angels that red eye albino angels that I picked up from Indonesia as well. These guys, probably out of everything that I imported, aren't doing the greatest. So these guys are probably not going to be available for sale unless it might be months and months down the road. I just got to make sure these fish are super healthy. So they're still going through a heavy quarantine process. Hence, that's why there's no other fish in here. Still getting treated. I just had to put them in this bigger tank so that way they can have a little bit more room to swim. There's some hanging out over here, down here, just everywhere. It's a lot of them, but they just not the healthiest. And I thought maybe it's because they are albino fish, and I know a lot of time albino fish come with a lot of problems, especially from the wild. So we'll see. But for right now, these guys won't be available. So sorry for the people that want some red eye albinos. I'll bring in some different ones, but right now these guys won't be available as of now. Now let's head on back here to the rest of the quarantine area. Now here, these are my boys. I love these fish, and I'm so scared to move them. These are my autumn angels. Now these guys have been doing amazing. I told you the red eye albinos weren't doing the greatest, but these are doing absolutely amazing. I love these fish. Look at them. They're just so personable. They're so active. They're so healthy. And I've been really enjoying. I'm really scared to honestly move these guys out of this tank and put them in something else, and they just start doing bad. So I still got them in this 20-gallon. They're doing absolutely amazing, as you can see. And I probably am going to keep probably about 10 or 12 of these guys to grow up and raise, and then the rest of them will be available for sale. But I will be keeping a few of them just because I just love this fish. Now, over here, these guys probably all hiding, but we got all our bichers in here. Got about 30 something bichers, and these guys have been eating like crazy. That's hence why it's so much detritus on the bottom, because I feed these guys heavy food just to make sure they're healthy. But we got a lot of bichers in here. These guys will be ready to go. They're going to be moved to a different tank here soon, where they'll be able to look a lot better displayed tank. So just stay tuned for that. Now, since I took out a few fish out of these tanks, I went ahead and just put a little bit of skate, because the bare bottom tanks are cool, don't get me wrong, but this is what I really want to see in my aquarium. So I just did this one along with this one last night. That's why they're still a little cloudy. So eventually, as I move all the fish out of quarantine, I am going to be setting these tanks up, getting them looking the way I would like to have them, and I think it'd be better for the fish in the long run. So we got a few tanks up and running, but for right now, that's how that's going. We still got a bunch of Julie Cories down in this tank. These guys are probably going to come out of here today and go into a different aquarium. So I got about another 50 of these Julie Cories in this tank. And then over here, we got all our stir-bys, which are just amazing. Let me see if I can get a close-up of these Cories. Just beautiful little corridors. Beautiful. So I'm gonna be pulling a lot of these guys, probably 50 of these guys out of here today, and putting them into a nice display tank. So I give you guys an update on that in the future, and then we'll probably leave another 50 in here just to have to house. But these guys will be available really soon. They came in super healthy. They are ready to go. Super ready to go. I just need to move them to get them to a better tank so we can really enjoy them, because these are just quarantine tanks. So that's why they look the way they do. That way I can set it up and have it looking like that. You feel me? Now this over here, we got all our rams in here. Now these guys, after about a week and a half of having them, they currently caught ick. So I am treating these guys for ick right now. They will be ready to go very soon. Probably not for sale, but they'll be ready to go to the main displays here soon. But they got a little bit of ick, so I'm treating them. I actually need to dose today, actually, but we will get them situated. But beautiful. Look at the colors on them, though. Beautiful, beautiful. But we just caught a little bit of ick. A lot of stress, a lot of things going on. So that's why a lot of the fish get ick real quick, especially being imported from overseas. We got some 10 gallons up and running that you guys will be able to see me add a lot more fish to these tanks as well. But overall, that is pretty much what's going on down here in the fish room as of now. There's some other things that I haven't showed you guys that I'll probably show you in a different video. But let me know in the comment section, out of all the fish that we picked up from Indonesia, what is your favorite? Is it the Congo tetra? Is it the swordtails? Is it the autumn angels, the albino angels, the cories? Which one is your favorite fish? Let me know down in the comment section. But that's gonna be pretty much it for today's content. I'll catch you guys in the next video. We got some scapes coming. I'm going to be scaping this tank here, scaping this tank here. I have another aquarium over there that we're going to be escaping as well. So a lot more content to come. Stay tuned. I'll catch you guys in the next one.